Hello and welcome to our Year with the Ears. This is our daily vlog where we relive our year living in the Walt Disney World resorts in 2019. Today is day 6.
Today was a little bit busier of a day. We started off the morning by going to a local church, and since we were all kind of dressed up already, we decided to make lunch reservations at Le Cellier in Epcot. Now, we hadn't eaten there in probably a couple years at this point, because we only went when we were on the dining plan and got free dining, and it's 2 credits, and it's kind of iffy, so we hadn't been in a while. We wanted to check it out, and we thought it'd be a nice lunch to go to. So we scheduled it, we headed over to Epcot, and well, we were a little early, and we did the only logical thing to do when you show up at a park early for a dining reservation. We went shopping.
But the difference in this one is that I went shopping, not Robert. And that's the difference in this scenario.
I don't know. Robert's always shopping. That's the thing you gotta know.
Okay, that's fair.
Even when I'm not shopping, I'm still shopping.
So in this instance, I was super excited because at this point, Disney had released 3 different lines of pink merchandise. And I mean, I like pink, but my favorite color is purple. And honestly, we just needed a different color in general, whether it was purple or not. But this was the day I got my Purple Potion ears. And I loved them because the Purple Potion line was about to come out a few days later, and they released the ears early. And again, it was a different color than pink. That's all I really cared about, but they were purple, which is my favorite color. So of course I was super excited. And about this time, it was time for lunch.
Yeah, but on the way to lunch, we decided to do a little impromptu photo shoot. Took some pictures of Alyssa's ears because, they matched so well.
I know, I did not plan this, but it totally worked.
We had to take pictures. But yeah, we had to run over to Le Cellier to get our lunch. And of course, it was amazing. The food was so good. I have yet to be disappointed by the food there. It's very, very good. But I will say the atmosphere left quite a bit to be desired. We had, well, first off, we had a table next to us, a booth next to us, that both of the ladies who came in to eat there were very, very intoxicated already before they even stumbled into the booth. And they were talking. Well, they thought they were talking. They were actually kind of yelling the entire time, conversing with each other. And then that restaurant is not exactly quiet in the first place. It's very loud because it's kind of that cellar atmosphere, which is okay if it's kind of white noise, but it's all people talking. You just seem to get louder and louder and louder. And then it was really fun. They did stop everything. In the middle of dinner, just stop everything and sing the Canadian national anthem. And
naturally.
So that was, they're all belting out, "Oh, Canada." It was interesting.
Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
But then everybody went back to talking, and it got really loud again with everyone talking. So it was really good food, but it just was really not quite the experience we were hoping it was going to be, even though we really enjoyed the food.
We went there to be on a date together and just kind of chat, and honestly, we didn't even get to talk to each other. It was so loud, every time one of us said something, the other would just say, "What?" So it ended up being texting each other, which at that point we could have gone anywhere.
Yeah, it was kind of ridiculous.
It was really ridiculous. Again, we loved the food. This would be the first of several times that we had gone, and ultimately, it's just extremely loud in there. The tables are very close, so we don't enjoy the ambiance at that restaurant at all.
Yeah.
So after that, we decided to do something together that we would both enjoy, and so we actually hopped over to Hollywood Studios. And we went because it was the final night they were showing Jingle Bell Jingle Bam, and I love this little show. Oh my goodness, it's so adorable. It's got a few fireworks, but it's more about the projection show that you get to see.
Yeah.
So we headed over there and of course loved it.
Yeah, we love Prep and Landing, and they're both of their shorts are on Disney Plus. So you can go watch that on Disney Plus. The whole show of Jingle Bell Jingle Bam is kind of centered around them. It's a fun laser light, little bit of fireworks show that it's just really cute. So we were really happy to get to catch the final night of that. And then of course it was 9:30, 9:15ish, something like that. At this point, we had lunch kind of late at 2:30 or so. We're kind of hungry again, but not for food because, you
We
want
did have a
heavy
big
food.
meal.
We had heavy food already, but we wanted dessert. So we did the last thing that, everyone has to do at the end of the day after you finish seeing the fireworks and the parks closed. We went to Disney Springs.
So we headed to Disney Springs and just kind of walked around, and we realized that what we wanted was a milkshake.
Yeah, I didn't go into it thinking milkshake. I was actually thinking more like something from the ganachery or something like that. But no, milkshake, that was what we needed. So
And not just any milkshake, a Ghirardelli milkshake.
Oh yeah, we had to have the real thing.
Pure chocolate, it's amazing. We waited in the long line because there's always a long line there.
How does that happen? How is there always a long line for milkshakes?
It's a really small shop though.
That is very small, that's true. But it was worth the wait. So I guess it's okay that we waited in line because that milkshake was awesome and we very much enjoyed it. Kind of walked around Disney Springs enjoying it before we headed back over to the buses to catch a bus back to Port Orleans Riverside where we were staying that night. And that was the end of a relatively adventurous and busy day for us, so we will see you tomorrow.
For our Year with the Ears.